John, what's a joke?
Hey guys, why did the farmer yell at the grape? Because it was being unreasonable. Anyway, welcome back to the BTP podcast.
I hate it. I hate it so much that my episode
You
has
have
to
a
start
full
like
bag
that.
of those?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch.
I hate
Every
it.
segue in this
I hate
episode
it
is going to be that.
so much that my episode has to start like that.
It is kind of scary.
It is the spooky season, ladies and gentlemen. And what do we love more than the spooky season besides seeing ladies dressing up as slutty everythings?
Yes.
The
I'm also
slutty
kind of
grape
a-
pumpkin.
I'm kind of
Slutty grape
against that.
pumpkin.
Bloody grapes.
I am against it as well, but I'm not saying I don't like
That'll
it.
get me
Same.
raisin in my
Same.
pants.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
Like a
And cancel.
reason? Like a Werther's?
No,
reason?
we were talking about dressing as sexy grapes, and I said something will be raisin in my
I got
pants.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't laugh because I thought it was
Yeah,
stupid.
I
No,
know
you did. You're smirking.
No, I
laugh
just-
because you know
Lonnie
it
hates it because this
wasn't
whole segment is ruined.
funny at all.
I
His
just-
name is AJ.
wished
Yeah.
I thought
Oh,
of that.
sorry.
first.
Here's some sweet tarts.
Lonnie hate. Oh,
What did you do? Why did you give him that? Don't reward bad behavior.
He's been a good boy.
Okay.
I have, damn it.
Okay, yes. You're pretty. Oh, jeez.
No, literally, I got enough jokes for every segment cut. So
Okay,
we're
so
doing that.
spooky season. One of my favorite things to do during spooky season is the 31 days of Halloween, watching a different horror movie every night. Some of you do it, some of you don't do it.
Doo-doo.
Do. So I went ahead and picked quite a few different genres of horror because there's a fucking genre for every different thing. You can think
Just
of,
like porn, like we talked about earlier.
yeah.
Diversity.
So I went ahead and picked some of the more well-known genres of horror. Went ahead and picked some of my favorites in those genres. This is not a top list in any other way other than these are some of my favorites in those genres.
And you don't even rank these in your.
Nope.
You're just like, hey, these are favorites.
These are
Right.
things I
Gotcha.
like in the genres you can check out. And then, boys, feel free to throw in any
I think that was 70.
feel free to throw in any suggestions in the genres, and then we can kind of talk about some of these as we go through. First genre we're going to cover today is going to be the demonic genre.
Nice.
First movie, 1973's The Exorcist,
I knew you were gonna have
starring Linda Blair. Fantastic movie. Nothing.
Up in the air about how this new one's gonna be.
At least it's going to be a sequel and not
Right,
a
and not like a
remake.
straight
Yeah.
redo. Yeah.
yeah.
Reboot.
And there's like two. Are there two girls
kids
possessed?
Yeah. Another one in the demonic genre, 1997's Event Horizon.
I don't think I've seen that one.
more of a
That's a really good-
sci-fi demonic movie.
That's one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think most everybody's impression of that is like, definitely did not see that type of thing.
Didn't expect the turn.
Very unique.
Unique?
Unique.
Speaking of, well, I guess earlier we were talking about Britney Spears, and now we're talking about the religious stuff. If you rearrange Presbyterians, you spell Britney Spears.
Nice.
Keep it going. Fun facts.
At number 3,
That's got a 34% on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 61 from the viewers. Event Horizon, by the way.
at number 3 in the demonic movie category is 1968's Rosemary's Baby.
Nice.
Fantastic movie. It's got its father's eyes.
Fantomas does an awesome rendition of that. Up a little bit.
Any honorable mentions, fellas?
Yeah, do that instead.
Okay.
I would say, for me, the Insidious movies, I feel those are up high for me. Do you count The Conjuring as demonic?
I was gonna say I like
Yeah.
The Conjuring. if
Yeah,
that
so
counts.
those two movie franchises, although the last Insidious was ass, but those two
The
are
Red Door.
up at my
It wasn't
top.
red
No.
enough for you.
No, it was
It's more
ass.
maroon.
It's a lot of
Oh,
sad person painting and don't really. I know I saw. I didn't want to let you know. Braves win. Yeah, so those two are really high on my list. The original Conjuring and the original Insidious. The sequels, some of them hit or miss. You know, parts of them here or there, but yeah, those would be my
And,
two in
you know,
that category.
A lot of the genres, the movies are going to seem very similar because they're very subgenre.
Right.
Next genre of choice. We're going into the paranormal.
Wait, I got one more.
Oh, sorry.
For the
go for
demonic
it.
one.
You said you didn't like horror movies. So
I don't, but I got one.
What's that?
I actually like the Fear Street ones on Netflix.
Those are really great.
Yeah,
I am a fan.
Wouldn't they be demonic? 'Cause
Fear
it was
Street 84.
demonic, like, right?
There's some that can, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. There's my input.
There you go. So the next genre we're going
Sinister's
into
not bad either.
is the paranormal.
I kind of count that one. I mean, I know it's different, but I always put like Sinister and like Conjuring stuff like together. They're totally different.
Yeah.
Right. I know what you're saying.
And like I said, horror is so minute, small little details that you
Right.
can put one rolls into the next. And
Some have like 4 different in one. movie.
right. So for paranormal, I've got
Sorry, bro.
2014's The Babadook.
Love that one.
Such a great movie about, basically, it's about the stages of loss.
I enjoyed the first few Paranormal Activities.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say Paranormal Activity 1 for sure.
That probably
You're
covers-
right. The first few.
That probably covers two of the themes, the paranormal and the
And the demonic, yeah.
Yeah, that's why. I knew you were gonna do a paranormal, so that's why I kind of kept
And-
that one separate.
yeah.
But that first paranormal, I've talked about it on this podcast.
Yeah,
a
we've
couple
talked
times.
about it.
if you have a theme of
Nauseam.
found footage, I guess. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that also.
The 2005's The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
liked it, hated the actual events because it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
like,
bullshit.
The story itself is depressing. Like,
Yeah.
from the, Elise something, Emelise something.
sure. Yeah.
The story itself is
So I
terrible.
remember reading out or listening to something to the actual events or something like that, and it's like
Yeah,
a
they
lot of
just
things. I mean, they
starved
definitely
her to death.
turned it up.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's just child neglect and all this.
Yeah. The other one, 1982's Poltergeist.
I was gonna. Yeah, that's the one I had on my list.
Great movie. Great movie for
The new one,
PG.
not so much.
Straight fucking garbage. Yep. Another great top 3 monster movies. Movies we all grew up with. Got 1983's Cujo, starring Dee Reynolds.
Okay.
Or not Dee Reynolds,
Oh wait, what? Burt Reynolds.
not Burt Reynolds. Fuck, why can't I think of her name?
Stupid.
I thought it was funny. D. Wallace.
Dee Wallace, thank you. Yeah, 1973's Cujo,
D. Snyder.
followed by one of the most epic miniseries of all time, 1990's It, the miniseries.
Yeah.
Great. I would consider it a monster movie.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean,
He is a
do
monster.
you consider?
I would put him in monsters.
I have the
over-
2017 it higher. Obviously, we've talked about that when we did the movie review or whatever. But
Yeah.
Do you count like some of the slasher movies as monsters, like The Figure as a monster?
or is that your another?
You
subcategory?
can, but I have slashers as the next genre.
Okay, yeah. We all know what mine is.
What about the fog? Is that a
the
monster
fog
one?
or the mist or the
I
thing?
would see that more as like a paranormal, personally.
How about Tremors? I like Tremors.
Tremors is good.
Tremors would be a monster.
Right on.
Do you like the second one?
I don't know. They all bleed together.
The ones with feet?
The ones with they had feet? I don't remember that.
They look like
The Runners.
they look like the. Do you remember playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the little chomper type
Yeah,
of things?
yeah.
It kind of remind me of something like that.
Yes.
Last
Forgot about
monster.
those.
Last monster movie in the list. 1975's Jaws.
Jays.
I think that's it. That should be in everyone's top 5 horror movies list of all time. Jaws.
Sir Bruce.
Because it hits. It's
So
something
much
that everyone
suspense.
fears too. Is like being
Well,
in
he
the
doesn't
water
like
and
it
being
because
attacked
of
by a
the
fucking
sand.
shark.
Well, sand and ocean. Fuck open water.
Yeah. Fuck that movie because that movie's fucking terrible.
Have you guys seen any of the
Open
Megs?
water. No,
seen the
but I
first
own
Meg.
the first one because I think somebody gave me like a digital code when I asked for a bunch of them. So I was gonna watch it and then go see the second one, but I spaced out on the second one.
Didn't.
Slasher movies. Throw me out some of your favorite slashers. I'll tell you if they're on my list.
Well, obviously we all know what mine
Scream.
is. Scream.
Scream.
Halloween series.
None of those are on my list yet.
Friday the 13th.
Jeez.
Friday the 13th is on my list. 1980s. Friday the 13th. The first one.
Do you have Jason's on there?
Friday
You
the
have
13th.
Jason. Sorry.
You forgot Jeremy's other favorite slasher movie,
Meat Hook
Chucky.
Massacre.
Child's Play.
There you
Yes.
go.
I've got 1984's
that.
Nightmare
He
on Elm
doesn't
Street.
like Child's Play.
Obviously.
He hates dolls.
He hates dolls.
He thinks
Annabelle,
doll-
Chucky.
yeah.
He doesn't.
Any creation movie.
What's the other one with the boy? The Baron?
Bronze?
Does he like Mithrigan?
with Regan.
I actually didn't mind it.
It was fine.
It was better than it could have
When
been.
he ripped that kid's ear off and like threw him down that fucking hill, I was like,
got
okay,
what you got, you know?
yeah, all right.
My guilty pleasure.
Fafad.
My guilty.
You might like that. It's not too horror. Megan, the robot.
Oh, Megan. Okay.
Yeah. I call him a 3 again because
I was like,
well,
the 3.
it's
I get it because
modified third something. I forget what it stands for, but
My guilty pleasure slasher movie, probably the horror movie I've seen the most times out of any other movie, is 1983's Sleepaway Camp.
Never heard of it.
It's a boy.
It's got a penis.
The movie doesn't, but
The movie doesn't have a penis?
the girl does.
The girl,
The boy.
the killer
girl.
does.
Yes.
Next, we roll into.
hold
Seems
on.
like
I was gonna add one that's not really good, but it's a guilty pleasure. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first
That's a good
one.
one.
The second
I
one.
have a
very good.
completely.
Second one a little bit.
I have a different genre that fits into a little better.
Okay.
I feel like that is also a guilty pleasure. I don't know if I want to say pleasure. I will watch it, but I hate the story. I mean, I like the concept. I just hate because there's so many.
There's bad.
Why don't you just do? Why don't you just do? Why?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all scary movies.
That's horror.
fair.
Yeah.
True.
Next,
So slasher would be like Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
were good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
good.
the new Halloween,
Things-
even
Jessica
though
Biel,
people don't.
very
I'm not a
nice
big fan.
looking.
I just like because the kills are awesome. Like
And the
especially
new-
that last one, he's like smashing that motherfucker
Oh, yeah.
on the banister.
It's just Rob Zombie's take on it too, and the new Freddy, amazing.
I haven't seen that, and I was waiting for you. Did that on purpose. You trolled Lonnie on that one.
now I did watch last night the Dylan's New Nightmare.
Dylan's New Nightmare. I feel like
Yeah,
I know that
it's
one
the
too.
new short film, the new short sequel to New Nightmare.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not terrible for a fan film, but it's it's a fan film. But anyway, next genre of choice. It seems like everybody's new favorite go-to zombie movies.
Oh, I hate zombie movies.
For my choices, guys, these are pretty simple, pretty easy to find.
Return.
1985's Return of the Living Dead, best zombie movie ever made, in my
Agreed.
opinion. 2002's 28 Days Later.
Yes.
Great
I
movie.
do actually
Nope.
really like
I
that.
do
think
like those
That's one
ones.
of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It's like the fast twitch ones, or
To each their own, but I hate
Hard
that movie.
disagree.
Because
that
the
movie.
thing
Super
with
good.
that is
I hate
it's-
zombies though, so I hate everything about that. movie.
It's not really a zombie though. It's more on the infection side of things and less on the flesh-eating monster side
Right.
of things.
And they're about to do the 28 years later.
28 years later, yeah.
And
the sadness.
Sadness is so amazing.
Oh yeah.
I love the sadness.
See BPT MR review of the R is for review. Fuck it. I forget the number anyways.
I counted 22.
My other choice for you guys to watch, another old classic, great 1985's Day of the Dead.
I like that.
yeah,
It's it's of the Dead line. It's not Dawn.
Fuck, what-
It's
what-
not
what is the one that-
Zombieland.
Day of the Dead.
What's the one that's in
Fucking
the
love
mall?
those movies.
Yeah.
It's not a horror movie, but
Return's not in the mall, no?
No, that is Dawn.
Dawn, okay.
Return is the
Jedi.
ones where they can talk.
Gotcha. That's the one with the stubs through the nipples and shit, right?
Yeah.
The studs, whatever.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Next, one of the harder genres to watch for the average person going into the gore horror.
Gross.
The
That's not Brian's movie.
torture porn.
Is my top.
Like
not
Saw
into.
series, and
I can watch the first 2 Saws, and then after that, I was like, nope.
I guess
I'm
you can
out.
also consider Final Destinations and
See,
Let him
Those
see
are
what he says.
close.
first.
Sorry, yeah, go on.
So my suggestions, check them out. I've got 2 that are good torture porn, and then one's more of a light romp giggle.
I feel like this
more
is
on the
nice.
gore fest. 2008's Martyrs, French film, absolutely fantastic. But that's putting the pedal to the metal. That you're getting gore on top of
It's
gore.
like the 6 people or whoever.
It's about the lady who bathes in girls' blood.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I've got 2005's Hostel,
All right.
buying people to torture.
Seen that one.
And then for just a light romp, but filled with gore, I've got 1992's Dead Alive
Okay.
or Brain Dead, whichever country you're from. But
So, go ahead.
so what were you going to say?
Oh, I was gonna say along the lines of hostels. I have one of my favorites is Turistas. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Yeah.
It's finally streaming on something. I can't remember what it was, but I wasn't able to find it anywhere. So I don't know if whoever owned the rights was just hoarding that or what. But
Who's in that?
I can't tell you any names.
No one,
but
they're all
it's
dead.
basically like Hostel, but they're in the Caribbean, basically. And I watched a guy get like staples in his head to shut it. Like that one's kind of brutal, but I like that one a lot. I almost picked that for the movie review actually before I picked Skeleton Key.
And the horror, the gore porn, the horror porn. There's so much you can get into and just go down the rabbit hole. Like you can start getting into.
Oh,
like,
Josh Duhamel. I was like, there's a big name.
the August Underground stuff.
Olivia Wilde.
You can start getting into like some really, really crazy things. I would start light and see how your stomach handles it.
This is what I like. Apparently, 19%, 28% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Next,
It is streaming on Hulu, I believe. So.
next, going into something a little bit more lighthearted, you getting yourself a little bit of witchcraft horror.
The Craft.
The Craft, yes, 1996. The Craft. Another one you can try is 1977's Suspiria.
Love them.
Most beautiful horror movie ever made, Dario Argento. And then if you really want to go back in the day, watch 1922's Hexen.
Hexen?
Hexen.
What the heck?
Hexen.
What the Hexen?
What the heck's on?
Have you watched any of the Craft Legacy?
I have not.
I was holding off because I wasn't sure if it was worth it.
Oh, it's the
I
Scarlet
haven't.
Witch.
I'm sure
That
it's
counts.
probably better than the Craft
He
Legacy.
thought about it. Yeah, that counts.
Same, but different.
Next, into the second most sexy genre in horror, vampire films. So it's just all the Twilight films,
Give me some Underworld.
right? No, I've got Let the Right One In, 2008's Let the Right One In. Such a great movie.
There's a few cheesy ones that I just really like.
Swedish
I mean,
Swedish one, yeah, where they show the underage girl naked, and you're like, whoa.
Well, I mean-
so I watched that one with my daughter Jo, and that scene came up. I'm like, whoa, I didn't remember that. Well, that was that. Enjoy.
They cut that out of the American remake, yeah.
yeah.
Then
I
we
guess
got
That
Bram
one's so good,
Stoker's
though.
is
that one's so
probably the
true.
best.
truly, truly greatest zombie movie ever made, 1987's.
Did you say zombie movie? Are we doing zombies again?
No, vampire movie.
you
Oh.
fuck.
Yeah, pay attention,
said
sucker.
zombie.
No, I didn't.
You said zombie.
You
for
said
sure.
zombie. 1987.
Rewind it back.
The Lost Boys.
Oh, yeah.
When people are strange, when you're
I
strange.
still believe. I still believe.
That reminds me. Speaking of vampires, I gotta watch Renfield still.
Oh, yeah. That's
I've
amazing.
heard
on
it's
Peacock.
Oh, yeah, I
fantastic.
still want
Yeah,
I
it's-
do want to see that.
It's on Peacock, so I'm gonna check it out here soon. Probably
Another
October. Yeah.
Another vampire movie that suggests. Also, 1985's Fright Night. Brewster,
Okay.
you're my hero.
Yeah.
A guilty pleasure of mine is like Dracula 2000. Very cheesy, but
That is worse than what we just watched with Romeo and Juliet.
it has Danny Masterson in it. We don't talk about that right now.
Danny Ravesterson.
Isn't
Yes.
Jennifer's Body technically a vampire movie?
It's kind of like a
I would put it
creature.
more in a monster movie.
Okay.
Next, we're going into psychological thriller horror movies.
Yeah, this is more my wheel.
This is more your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, so I've got 2019's The Lighthouse.
Okay, so that is okay. We should do that one.
I love that movie.
We should do that.
I've
I've
been
been
That
wanting
is
to watch it.
The first,
Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe like
Stuck in a
it's
lighthouse in
stuck
black
in a
and white.
lighthouse, and maybe fucking squids.
a walrus.
Yeah,
What?
it's-
Dead walrus? Yeah.
it is. It remember that horse movie we saw? It kind of goes like that. You know how they like.
Oh, where it really takes a
thank
wild
you
turn.
for leaving a message or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck that movie was called.
Thank you for calling.
it's,
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
sorry for bothering you, or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
No, it's
I don't
it's one
know.
of those two. Yeah,
we're all on the right track.
where it was like
but we're-
normal, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
like
the
horses are happening,
telemarketer
they're
guy,
turning
and then all
into-
of a sudden they're
yeah.
making hybrid
So
horse
it's
stock. Yeah.
like it starts kind of normal, and then it goes like off the rails.
the rails.
I enjoyed it though. It's all black and white. Like it's no, I like that.
There's-
I
that one's
recommend
great.
that.
There's
one.
another Willem Dafoe.
It's not
movie
for
that's-
everybody though, but it's
It's kind of a crime one, but it takes a lot of toll on like the psychological type stuff called Metamorphosis.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
his new one with Emma Stone looks weird, where she's almost like a Frankenstein kind of thing. I don't know what. Well,
Is
I
this
could show
one
you
where
the
she
tra-
gets naked?
I
in it?
just saw the trailer the other day.
Or
She's
something
like
where she
not
gets
wearing
naked in
makeup
it.
the whole time. Emma Stone needs makeup.
Oh,
by the
okay.
way.
Another one on the psychological thriller. One of my absolute favorite movies. 2014's Creep. Have you guys seen that one?
I haven't.
It's not bad.
There's
That's a
3 of them now.
Two.
All right.
Absolute great movie. Not the Creep on the train.
You guys made mention
The
of it, and
found
it's been
footage
something that
movie
I've been
Creep.
trying to put on my
So great.
List.
Check it out. And then one you can actually listen to the review on we did. 1990s Jacob's Ladder.
Good one. I really like that one. Don't.
Just
That was John that
Yeah,
not me.
To add to that, I would probably put the new Invisible Man. I think that is
pretty good.
super good.
I like the original
Especially in theaters, like I said, it's just like a bunch of scenes of them being quiet, and you know he's in here somewhere. Like what you're waiting for a lamp to move, or whatever.
yeah.
And shit, I just had another one, but it
7?
disappeared.
Well, speaking
Seven
of
was great.
Shutter Island.
speaking of scenes that are like just really quiet and
Shutter
creepy
Island
as
is
the
bad.
Quiet Place movies, those are really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yep.
I would put those more in monster movies, but yeah, that was absolutely fantastic.
Would you count Split?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Split.
Split's good. Us, I feel is more psychological.
Vertigo.
Vertigo was great.
Silence of the Lambs is always a classic too.
Taxi Drivers.
Guess Psycho you could put in there, psychological
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good in that category.
Going into something
also a lot of bad.
good category we can agree on that's either great or just absolutely fucking horrible. Horror comedy movies.
Dale and Tucker.
Number
Oh,
one.
yes.
Number one, Dale
hell
and Tucker,
yeah.
First Evil, 2010s.
I don't know if I can. I really like that one, but also fucking Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead was good.
yep.
Shaun of the Dead was really good. I've got 2017's Mom and Dad starring Nicolas Cage. That's a really good one. Especially if you have kids, you can really appreciate that one.
What was that? Once Bitten or whatever? Was that the Jim
That was-
Carrey one?
Yes, Jim Carrey was in that. And then I've got just it's a guilty
I feel like
pleasure.
The Menu kind of follows
not
under that
even-
category too.
It's
like
technically a horror.
Psycho.
a horror
Yeah.
comedy thing, but it's like funny
Technically.
psycho. I feel like that's.
I
like
think it's more
what we talked about.
psychological,
There's
yeah.
some movies that are like 4. In
If
that
you look up the
category.
genres for that movie, though, it is under a horror as well.
Well, yeah, I knew it was a horror, but I
Yeah.
just didn't know if it's comedy horror. Like,
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
and
I
this-
chuckled multiple times.
My
Yeah, well, yeah.
my third pick for y'all that's not intended to be a comedy movie, but it's one of the funniest horror movies I've still ever seen. You can also
Jesus.
check out the review on this one we did, Neon Maniacs, 1986.
That's just cheesy.
Joined
but
by our good buddy Dave DeMarco. That movie was fantastic.
What We Do in the Shadows was hilarious.
What We Do in the Shadows
yes.
is great. I don't like movies that comedy is their main objective,
Right.
and then it's on a horror scene.
So
I
pretty
want a
much
movie
Chucky.
to be. I want a movie to be a horror movie.
Yeah,
that's
comedy
funny.
horror thriller is what it's.
I feel like
listed as,
like Chucky went from horror comedy to comedy horror.
Right? Yeah.
yeah. I like the new one with Aubrey Plaza. It's
I
not
didn't
bad.
hate it. They had
Yeah.
such
It's not
severe
like,
kills
oh my
in
God,
that too.
Yeah, I think that's what helps.
Where it was
I love
Mark-
kills. Obviously, I love like Scream and Saws, so like
Right.
I want to see bloody kills all the time.
Well,
all the time. but-
Mark Hamill is
Yeah.
Chucky rather than
The one with Aubrey Plaza makes me think of like the Simpsons episode. Is like, here's your problem. The doll was on evil.
All right, now my favorite.
Also makes me think of Small Soldiers, which is awesome.
my favorite horror genre that you guys all hate, but I love it. Found footage.
I don't
Hate it.
You hate it. Every time I bring it up, you guys, I don't hate it. And then by the end of it, you're like, this is so fucking dumb.
Well, 19 minutes of a soundboard. It was dumb.
That was were you talking
Willow's
about
Creek.
Willow's Creek?
Willow Creek, yeah.
Willow Creek.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
didn't-
was talking about.
Did I hate it? I feel like I didn't hate it.
I think you gave it
There's
a
lots
7.
of other found footage movies besides the one you guys didn't like, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm
I
gonna,
know.
I'm
Paranormal
gonna give you
Activity.
some of them.
Blair Witch.
Paranormal Activity
1999's
1.
Blair Witch
Activity
Project.
2. Paranormal Activity 3.
Record. I love that one.
Wreck, yeah. Also
VCR.
on here, very,
VHS.
very high up the list, which a lot of people have seen that you all should go see immediately. 2011's Grave Encounters. Amazing.
I heard
movie.
that was good. I
So
really did.
good, so good, so worth watching. Also, highly underrated, more on the side of mainstream, but very good and highly underrated. 2014's As Above, So Below.
Oh yes.
Absolutely fantastic movie.
Actually, some of my I believe that's the one. That I always forget this one. Is that the one where the baby's hand or whatever comes out of the stomach?
No, that's the one about the French catacombs.
Yes. Which one is that one called?
As Above, So Below.
Gesundheit.
What's the one with the baby though?
Yes. Oh, devil, I think, or demon. Fuck, I forget exactly. Anyways,
Devil's the one with like the elevator.
Elevator.
yeah, not
Yeah.
that one. Not that one.
That one
There was
sucks.
one where
yeah.
There's
I
a
didn't like that one.
YouTube channel I used to follow when like YouTube first kind of came out, called like Chad, Matt, and Rob or something like that. And they did awesome, like hilarious, funny stuff. And then they tried their hand on horror stuff. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, that was amazing.
Yeah, I think we watched some of that at my house one night with you.
Like the Alien one, I think we did that one.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, found footage, my favorite genre. There's so many I could name on this list, but I'm just going to watch those 3. They're so great. Genre I really didn't want to put in here because I don't think these movies are good at all, but some people appreciate them, so I thought I'd put them on
I'm gonna
here.
like one of them.
Watch them at your own risk. I don't like them. Just take that as what it is.
Is
This
it action?
art house horror.
I don't mind.
What's House?
Suspiria's art house-ish.
Yeah, kind of. But so the movies they suggest are 2022 Skinamarink.
No.
Fucking garbage. Trust me. Watch
Skinamarink?
it. Watch it.
Oh,
You'll watch it.
Okay. That one actually reminds me of House
Real-
of Leaves.
real
I haven't
bad.
seen it, but it looks like it
Real.
can be
It's real
intriguing.
bad. Another one they suggest, which I literally bought a streaming service to watch this movie. I still have yet to delete said streaming service. I need to. It charges me $5 a month, and it's fucking awful. Screambox, get your shit together. Is 2022's The Outwaters. Not so great. But the third movie I kind of like, it is 2021's Mad God. That's a Shudder exclusive.
I feel like I've seen that one.
That's a good one. It's a cartoon.
Nope, I have not.
Which leads me into the next category, which quickly, fuck art house movies, goes into animated movies, which I'm going to start with 2021's Mad God, because that movie is fantastic and should be watched by everybody. Very surreal.
Oh, stop motion?
Yeah. Followed by 2006's Live Freaky, Die Freaky, which is an animated stop motion version of what happened at Sharon Tate's house for the Manson family murders. Done by like Billy Joe Armstrong and Lars Fredrickson and a bunch of different musicians. Davey Havoc's in it.
Is okay, never mind.
What?
He's not. No Mike Patton in there?
He might be. I
Nah, he's
doubt
probably
it
not.
though. And then an amazing anime, Perfect Blue, 1997's Perfect Blue. Amazing movie. Get to see
Yeah,
a
that's not bad. I've
Get to
seen
see a little boobies. Get to see a little horror, a little blood. Great movie. Things we've kind of been bringing up throughout into this genre. Horror remakes. Couple I liked.
Freddy?
Yeah, totally. 1977's Invasion of the Body Snatchers remake. Great. The Donald Pleasance. 2010's The Crazies. I was a big fan of that remake. And then 1991's Cape Fear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great remakes. Ton of good remakes, but there's so many bad remakes. You really have to be careful.
I think, Cape Fear definitely. De Niro and Lewis
Yeah.
was Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like I said, I like the 2018 Halloween series, like those movies
Oh, yeah.
that just came out.
You-
The kills are cool. That's all I really care
You-
about.
you
They
really-
should have ended it. The previous one, like this new one, is like, what? Why are you still alive? But
You got to be careful with some of the big name remakes they've done.
Right.
Poltergeist was awful. Pet Cemetery was
Pet Cemetery
awful.
was absolute fucking
Friday
garbage.
the
Me and Heather
13th.
saw it. It was fucking terrible.
Friday the 13th.
Good.
No, it's one of my. It's in probably my Mount Rushmore.
Friday the 13th, not bad. Then making Jason a pot farmer, kind of weird, but
Some of the Texas chainsaws aren't bad either.
A
Those
pot
are-
farmer? He's a pot farmer?
they made him a pot farmer. Yeah. That's why he's so angry. The kids find his pot farm and they,
What?
That'll turn a guy, man. I tell you.
You damn kids!
yeah, Jason the pot farmer.
That's it. My indica.
Who's getting into my pot? All right.
Interesting.
Job.
If you're not into movies and you want something a little bit longer, how about some TV shows or some series in the horror genre? If you haven't seen The Haunting of Hill House,
Oh my
what the
gosh.
fuck is wrong with
Amazing.
you?
You've seen
Good.
it, right?
Very good.
It made me jump once.
Shut
Once?
up. It was good, though.
Yeah,
You haven't-
that part in the car.
That's it?
Yeah,
God, I
that
pissed
part
my
was
pants.
scary. That's-
So
I
good.
actually, yeah,
So
I was like,
good.
oh my god,
So good.
It takes a lot for me to
Greatest
jump.
jump
though.
scare in horror history right there.
It's up there. Like if it gets me, it's pretty good because I don't get got very often.
Greatest one. Another great one.
But yeah, it was pretty good.
Netflix series Haunted. It's like a
I saw that when I was looking up stuff earlier.
great show.
Is
great.
it?
Wait, is
Yeah.
that the comedy one?
No, it's the one where they sit in a circle and tell the story, and then
Oh,
they
okay,
do they do dramatizations of it.
Haunted is a segue to Brian's topic here in a bit.
Like pretty much all of
really?
those fucking shit. What was the director?
Fucking shit. I don't know.
That one's a Netflix exclusive. The other one I have, all of these are Netflix
Mike
exclusives.
Flanagan. Sorry, yeah. The Haunting of Hill House. Fucking did like what the
Haunting of Blythe
Black Mass.
Manor.
Black
Yeah.
Mass.
And he's actually slated to do the new Nightmare on Elm Street remake as well.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. I think that'll be
He's
awesome.
been
He did Hush.
newest favorite director, writer, person, whatever lately. So
In the last one in the shows, if you haven't checked it out, it's sci-fi. It's got some good horror elements, got some good suspense. And Black Mirror.
yeah,
I would highly suggest Black Mirror if you haven't seen it.
I love it because they're just like simple one-off type of things.
Yes, just something you
Easy
can
to digest, no
put in the
commitment. Really.
background.
Oh,
for
really? I didn't
45
know
minutes.
that.
Yeah,
they're just
single
one-off episodes.
Yeah,
so.
it's like
It's in my queue, but I haven't got to it yet.
It's like a
Great show.
Twilight
I
Zone
didn't know
esque
that.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, maybe
really
I
great.
will dive into that a little earlier than I thought.
Subgenre we were kind of talking about.
I want to add to some of that. Love, Death, and Robots.
Those are fun.
Like Black Mirror, but smaller.
Much smaller.
shorter episodes.
Anywhere from like
10
9
minutes
to,
Oh,
to
cool.
25.
Nice.
Yeah.
There was a show called Lore. I was a big
Oh, yeah.
fan of Lore. It started
The
as a podcast and
yeah.
then turned into a show with Sindala Singh. She's fantastic. So we kind of talked about this earlier genre. The teen scream genre. You can pretty much put anything in this from slasher movies to suspense movies, but it's more
Happy Death Day.
exactly more
Valentine's.
centralized and stuff like that, where you put a bunch of teens together and kill them. I've got
All horror movies.
my suggestions are 2011's Cabin in the Woods, fantastic
I
movie.
still have to watch that.
2015's The Final Girls, great movie, loved it. And then I've got 2017's The Tragedy Girls. That's just a fun one.
Are they at all related? Final
They are not.
Girls and Tragedy.
Final Girls is a great movie. It's about a girl whose mother was an actress who dies, and they go to celebrate her death by seeing a movie she's in a theater, and the theater burns down, and somehow they get transported into the movie, and they have to live the horror movie she's in, but she has to have the dilemma of keeping her mother alive because her mother's dead in real life, trying to keep her mother alive, but the movie has to continue with her mother dying in the movie to finish the movie to come back to reality. So it's that dynamic of I could save my mother and live continuously in this movie and be stuck here forever, or let the movie come to a logical conclusion. And so it's a neat little concept.
The Flash.
Tragedy Girls is about these two girls who hunt down
Pretty much.
who have a podcast, a horror podcast.
Is this about us?
They hunt down a serial killer, and they all of a sudden they find the serial killer and accidentally kill the serial killer, and they have nothing to do podcasts about it anymore. So they start killing people so they can continue
okay.
their podcast.
Oh,
That's a series.
That's
It's
interesting.
a movie.
That's a pretty cool concept.
yeah,
I like
that's
that.
interesting.
I am familiar with the trailer, I want to say, but yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that one's great. Pretty generic haunted house movies. Go into a house building that's haunted. I've got 2015's Hell House LLC found footage movie. Fantastic. Absolutely great. There's 3 of them, and now they're making a prequel.
Matthew Lillard in
1408.
14. No, not 1408.
Yes.
No, not that one.
Scooby Doo.
Fuck, the one 13 Ghosts. That counts as
Oh,
like
Matthew Lillard. Okay, I'm thinking.
And
Roderick.
they're about to do a TV
Yeah.
show of 13 Ghosts.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's something I've really been wanting to see is like more of a backstory on each
I
of
think
the
they were going to
characters and
do
shit
an
like that.
episode for each ghost.
Sweet.
is the
That's
thought.
something I'm excited for that then.
I've got 2011's The Innkeepers,
All right.
which is about a haunted hotel
Right on.
and the people who work there trying to figure out the mystery of the hotel.
There's a movie I just saw, about like a year ago, whatever, called Night House. That was a trip.
I found
Lighthouse is a trip.
I found Innkeepers on accident because there's if you've heard of the game The Quarry, it's one
Is
of
it
the
like-
Tall Tales games.
Kind of like a Ouija.
And it's a game where
That movie's ass, Ouija.
Ouija's
Don't see
real
it.
bad.
Don't
It's
fucking
a
see
game where you it's like the game Until Dawn. You know that one?
Until
Yeah.
Dawn.
It's like
Yeah,
a choose your own adventure game. The Quarry is like the sequel to that, basically. And there's a poster for the Innkeepers in The Quarry, and I had to look it up. and it was a pretty great movie. The last one, not really super horror, more drama than horror, but it's a ghost story. 2017's A Ghost Story, starring Rooney Mara. It's about a ghost, but a couple when a ghost dies and has to watch their significant other move on and live, but they can't leave the house. And then the next family that moves in, and then you have to see them live their life and move on. And
What was that one movie with Femke Jensen? I think it's like 50 Feet or something like that, where her husband dies or whatever, but his ghost is trapped in the house, and she keeps on bringing like people over and banging. And she has like a monitor, an ankle bracelet, whatever that keeps her in the house. So yeah, but her ghost husband is trying to kill her or something like that.
it sounds like my cousin Teresa.
Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did.
Anyway,
Moving on.
anthology is my last category. Last for the best. I've got 2012's VHS.
Oh yeah,
Just watched the first two. The rest of them are fucking garbage, but the first two are fantastic.
there's more than 2.
There's like 6 at this point.
Oh shit, I'm out.
2012 as well released us the ABCs of Death.
Does Matt, Chad, and Rob one has a piece in they're the vampire one that they go to the hotel, bring the prostitute, and she's like a vampire thing,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's great.
That's theirs.
That's my favorite one. That's so good. ABCs of Death is great. Kind of funny. Kind of fun. Yeah, they do a death for every letter. Pretty great.
You got to throw Tales from the Crypt movies in there
Tales
too.
from the Crypt is a great
Those are
one.
great.
I've got 2019's Scare Package, which is a horror comedy /
a prank I
anthology
used to do.
movie.
Scare people.
Scare-
Did you light it on fire? Or?
Nope.
Okay.
Googly eyes.
And then for an honorable mention, another movie you can check out that we did is 2085's 1985's Cat's Eye.
I threw you off by saying it before.
Right. Those are just some movies you can check out to enjoy this spooky season with. There's plenty of other awesome haunted houses you can check out, some real haunted houses you can check out. You could play with a Ouija board, you can play with a pendulum, you can mystic if you're from the Midwest here. This won't be out in time, so you've already missed Mystic Fest. There's the last season for Shadow's Edge.
I like how you did it and then hit the button.
I had a brace. Oh,
It's the last season for Shadow's Edge, so go check them out.
Or check out our movie.
Yeah, check out House of
Clowns.
Clown.
Just go. It's on YouTube.
You can check out House of Clown, or you could check out Shadow's Edge. It's got higher reviews,
Yeah.
so apparently it's a better movie.
Apparently, even though it's the same movie.
So
what, 3 House of Clowns 2 or no?
My credit name is higher than your credit name.
Yeah,
In your face.
maybe.
bitch.
because he goes M.A. and you're M.I.
No, it's by popularity.
It's by alphabetical. They didn't put it in.
By popularity.
I think it's
When
it's
you
how
look up
would
a
they-
movie on IMDb, it's by who are the popularity.
How would they know who's popular?
no. If
By
it
how
says,
many views you have on your page.
If it says top cast, then it's
Oh.
by that. Otherwise, it's by default by alphabetical.
I see.
Anyway, feel free to go to the boundlesspodtrap at gmail.com and let us know what some of your favorite spooky movies are. And if we haven't seen them, we might watch them and let you know what I think about them. And it'll probably tell you I don't like them, but I'll do it anyway.
What about Brightburn?
Oh,
I didn't mind that.
I
That
kind of
was
like
pretty good.
Brightburn. Yeah.
And
What would you consider that? That's not a
it's
creature.
listed
but
as
it's
a
like
horror, but I don't.
It's a
know.
horror movie. I would see
Yeah.
it more as
Have
like
you seen it? Like
yeah,
the-
like a monster
thriller,
movie.
whatever.
The evil
Yeah.
Superman
Superman
thing. Yeah.
And then
no,
the
I
other one you
see
didn't
it.
mention is It Follows. I watch every year.
I hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Teeth and it follows.
Teeth is great. I love
You like
Teeth.
Teeth, but you don't like It Follows.
Is Teeth a horror comedy? Would you say?
Teeth would be a horror comedy.
I
Yeah.
don't like killer STDs.
How about
but
that
I like Teeth.
Barbarian that was just out on Hulu?
Justin Long. That was all right. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's like
If you
watching
like
him. You're
breast
like,
milk.
why the fuck are you measuring all this stuff? Like, get out of there. You've seen this movie many times. And some people are naive.
Another great one. If you love super suspenseful stuff, The Ritual is fantastic. I mean, I could sit here and go all day long.
Unfriended.
Unfriended. Don't watch when you're high and watching it on a computer because it'll really fuck you up.
I could see that. It was all right.
Last Goodbye.
Terrible.
It's not bad. It's
I send it every once in a while to
Someone
people and be like,
searching.
what do you think about this? And they're like, that's really good. Who did that? And then they see our names pop up and they're like, oh,
Don't go see The Boogeyman that
Okay.
came out this year. That movie's fucking ass.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Oculus.
Oculus
bad.
is bad.
The Mirror?
Very bad.
Oculus is the mirror one, right?
The
No.
Slender Man wasn't very good.
What's the one
I'm trying to
with?
think of the recent ones that came
I think
out.
it's like Oculus, but it has Jessica Alba, or is that Oculus?
No, this Oculus
no.
that I saw was
Is that just called I?
That's the eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
We could go into like foreign horror films. You could see Man Bites Dog. You could see Junon. You could see Ring You.
Oh yeah.
All those
Grudge
are.
is one
Yeah.
of them.
So many good movies. But I digress because we could be here all night. I'm going to pass it back to you boys. That podcast do anything for you? Well, that's not all. Stay tuned next week for the continuation of this episode or whenever these things come out. Later.